Hello, hello. Hello, Eilish, how are you?
Hi! Sorry, I'm a bit late.
No, that's you'll be a little bit behind us on if you're watching the stream. How is everybody in the chat? How are you all going? What up to Benny first in the chat? Nice to see you. Ash, Benny just bet you in the chat tonight. So impressive work to beat Ash. Milk Boy, welcome to the crew. Thanks for joining the chat tonight. We've got Jack. We've got, who else do we have in here? Iona, so nice to see you here. It's been a little while. We've got Mika, Amber Lee, Chemo, nice to see you here. Gracie, hello, how are you? Florencia, we have Naomi, Dance Like Butter. What is up, Butter? So good to see you here. Nico Beats, Nick Beats, sorry. Good to see you here as well. Please welcome Eilish, good friend of mine, Twitch streamer extraordinaire, amazing singer. So good to have you on the stream tonight, Eilish.
Thank you. That is a very kind intro. I appreciate it.
We've got Hash in the chat as well. Hello, Hash. It's good to see you here. Alexia, Raquel, Anne. Oh my God. So many people. Katie, so good to see you here tonight. Cinnamon Swirl, hello.
Hi, Cinnamon.
How are you guys? How are you guys going? Stanza, what is good? So good to see you here as well. So many people in the chat already. I'm trying to keep up with this chat. So, Jack, you ate 100 drumsticks. What is going on? Alexia's from all the way from Mexico. So that's so lovely that you've joined us tonight. Naomi, I'm doing really well. I'm like stoked that Eilish has joined us. We're going to have a really great chat to her tonight about all things music and COVID and Twitch and cats that are behind her. Cinnamon, I'm so glad that you're here as well. Thanks for joining us. It's super good to see you. Nick Beats and Stanza, thanks for being here. Alexia said it's 3:38 a.m. What is going on? That is quite the it's quite the late night. Iona is eating breakfast while watching us. That's a vibe. I love it. Why did you eat so many drumsticks though, Jack? What's going on there? Florencia, where are you from? I feel like you're a potentially South America, maybe? I'm just guessing. Tiny drumsticks. Raquel, is it Raquel or Rachel? I don't know if I'm saying it right. 1:38 a.m. Naomi said it's
Rachel.
Yeah. Oh, Rachel. Okay, not Raquel. Rachel, thanks for joining us. Jack, you cooked and you forgot it was just you and your mum. Well. Oh, what did I miss, Hash? What was your good news? Wait, what did I miss? I'm scrolling to see. Oh, you're an affiliate streamer, Hash. Holy, well, congratulations. That's amazing. Yay, from the streamers here. How excited were you when you hit affiliate? Because I was so excited, Eilish. Like, it was definitely an exciting time.
I was really excited, but I felt like I didn't really have anyone to share it with, because I reckon I hit affiliate maybe like a month into when I started streaming, and I was still like not really kind of talking to anyone about it. I was just kind of doing it, and I got the email and I was like, oh my god, I'm affiliate, and then I kind of looked around and I was like, I don't have anyone
Who
to
do
tell.
I share this with? Oh, I'm so lucky that I have an amazing human, Glow Beaton, who is not in the chat at the moment, but he has like helped me with my streams from day one. I think I might have mentioned this to you before, but like I could not stream without him, and so I got to share it with him. I was like so pumped. I was like, hell yeah, we hit affiliate. I think it was like 2 weeks in. I was like so excited. It was like a big, yeah, it's a big moment, you know.
Yeah.
Cinnamon Cell said just chilling with my cat, enjoying some hot cocoa. That's what's up. That is
Bless. That's
Sir Jack and Benny are talking about Carlton Draft and Stone and Wood. Just getting their drink on this Thursday night. That's hilarious. Rachel said, we're out here supporting our girl. Thank you so much if you are an Eilish regular and you've come to join our stream. I really appreciate you being here. Hopefully this is a fun stream for you guys too, to find out a little bit more about Eilish. We're going to be talking about your musical background and also your relationship to photography and a lot of your press shots. Thank you so much for the host, Cinnamon Swirl. I can't wait to dive into this. It's going to be super fun. Also, if you have any questions for Eilish along the way, please feel free to chuck them in the chat. We will definitely get to as many questions as we can. So, yeah, exciting times. But let's start at the beginning. Have you always been a musician? Have you always sung? What's your vibe?
Well, that's a good place to start. I have always sung. I have always had a affinity with music, I suppose is the term. I started piano lessons when I was 6, so that's almost, Jesus Christ, that is 20 years of playing piano. Oh my god, I'm old. So yeah. I started at a super young age, and my whole family is very creative. I have a lot of visual artists in my family. Not a lot of maths and science and lawyers and things like that. But if you need a piece of art or a song or I don't know, my mum's a florist. If you need some flowers,
oh, cool. So creativity runs in the family. There's that's awesome. That's
yeah.
It's really good to have that support network too, because I think if you come from a family there's no creativity, well, I wouldn't say that my family's not creative, because they are, but not in a career wise. So when I started doing photography, which was quite late, it was oh my god, are you going to be okay? Can you eat? Can you survive? It was that kind of vibe. So
yeah, it's so funny because I feel those are the kinds of questions that I ask myself, oh my god, where's my next paycheck going to come from? What's going to happen to me? And my parents were don't worry about it, you'll be fine, it'll all work out, it always works out, blah blah blah, which is a great energy to have.
I love that. That's hey Casey, nice to see you. The interview today is with Eilish Gilligan. There will be a Nightbot in a sec that'll have her link. She's also a Twitch streamer, and you kind of do live producing, singing, and Casey, great stream today. It was really great to see you, and I love your streams. And don't stress too. Oh, he said that he watches you all the time. So there you go.
Cool. Hello.
Casey's an amazing streamer. I was in his stream for ages today. He is so talented. And yeah, definitely, if anybody in the chat, chuck Casey a follow. He's been one of my favourite streamers lately. So just good vibes. You know when you find a music streamer where you're just oh my god, I could just chill, and it's, just like yourself, my love. Just like yourself. There you go. Your link just came up. So people, please follow Eilish as well. The first thing I need to ask you from Sir Jack is, what are the kitties' names? There was a couple of cats that you said you were house sitting at the moment.
Yeah, I'm cat sitting at the moment. We have Mitzi sitting on the chair back there, and we have Juno on a cat tree over here. They tend to go a little bit crazy at 7 o'clock at night, so you'll probably see them running around, being crazy. So enjoy.
Oh, awesome. Rad! Radical Ace has just joined the chat. So nice to see you, Rad. It's lovely to have you here. Jack also asked, could you please ask Eilish how many jokes about Gilligan's Island she's heard in her life?
You know what? It's died out as like the time from when Gilligan's Island was a thing.
Yes.
Like I used to get them when I was like younger,
Yeah.
but now not so much. Now it's
Okay.
all the Billie Eilish jokes. I get that all the
Oh,
time, which is
yes.
frustrating
Yeah.
because I'm a lot older than her.
You're like, damn you, Billie Eilish, for having that name.
Well, it's kind of good. I actually have her to thank because now everyone knows how to say my name. No one knew how to say my name before Billie Eilish. Yeah.
How did they pronounce it?
Oh my god, I got everything. I got like Eilish. Eilish was the most common one.
Eilish.
I got Eilish. I got Alice. I got Alicia. I got Eilish. Eilish was my pet peeve. I hated that one so much.
Eilish.
So many.
Casey just said, I thought she streams in her bedroom. You usually do, but you're somewhere else at the moment? Yeah.
I do. I normally do stream in my bedroom, but I am house sitting at the moment, so I have the luxury of a study, which is amazing.
Awesome. Earlish, Sir Jack said as well. That's hilarious. It's funny how, pronunciations of names and growing up is like, parents need to think about this sometimes with, like, different nicknames or what can rhyme with stuff or like, hard to say names, but you got there in the end. You got there thanks to Billy. We can thank her for that.
True. Yeah, I should thank her for that.
Yeah. I'd love to talk to you a little bit about how you're finding COVID. I know we've spoken about this like just briefly on each other's chats when we pop in and just like, oh my God, because we're both in Melbourne. We both work in the music industry and like completely life turned upside down when this happened. How are you coping? It just feels like it's been forever now.
It does. Interestingly, I kind of feel like, Twitch has been amazing. I adore streaming on Twitch. It has just been the best thing ever. And I think you totally understand where I'm coming from with
Absolutely.
that. Because I think we've had a very similar experience.
Yes.
And I think we've both embraced it in a very similar way.
Yeah.
And that's been amazing. I've adored that from start to finish and plan to continue streaming until people don't want to watch me anymore.
Yes.
In terms of like the lockdown, because you're in Melbourne as well, so you understand that it's been tricky. I was laughing because I had a meeting with my manager the other day, and she was like, "So how are you going?" And I was like, "Yeah, listen, I'm alright. Like lockdown's a bit, I'm feeling a bit flat, but I'm okay." And she was like, "Now are you sure? Because like Nick, who's my other manager, was like, Nick asked me to check on you because he was reading your tweets and he's worried about you."
It's so, like, it's tricky to communicate with people that are outside Melbourne because, first of all, I think there's just a lack of understanding of how hard it's been, how long it's been. Also, that being okay but totally not okay as well. like totally, I'm totally fine, and also my whole life has completely changed, and if I think about how long it will be until I do the thing that feeds my soul, I can go into a deep spiral. So I try to like keep it light, keep it, connected with people on Twitch. Streaming has kept me really sane, but like it sucks, dude. It really sucks.
Much. And it sucks even more so now because it's like all of the people in New South Wales and around the country are starting to have gigs again.
Yes.
And it's like you see it and it's like, oh my God, I would give so much to be able to play a show on a stage with people,
Yeah, totally.
Anyway, not to get too emo, not to bring the mood
No,
down.
I totally feel you. I've been seeing that as well. I'm a little bit fortunate. Well, fingers crossed. It looks like that I will be going to Sydney for a short period of time to do some stuff up there. So I'm like, fingers crossed. I think hopefully it looks like it's happening. So, Casey had a really great comment about, I always wanted to be in the music industry, but growing up I was all over the place and had a bit of an identity crisis of who I am and what I was trying to be. I couldn't find me. Did you ever go through anything like that in like a bit of an identity crisis and is this what I want to do and all of that sort of stuff?
I never had the thing of, is this what I want to do? But I definitely had an identity crisis. I reckon between the ages of like, I don't know, 19 to 24, I didn't know what I was doing. Like the music I was making was good, but it wasn't, I felt like looking back, it feels like I was denying a part of myself.
Mm.
Um, and I am particularly proud of the stuff that I released. Like from the beginning of my solo project to now, I've been very, very, very proud of that work because it feels like it really is me, you know?
Mm. Yes,
Yeah.
that's awesome. I think that if you can have an expression of your art that really feels authentic to yourself, like that is the greatest thing possible. Like, it's
Yeah.
actually, it's taken a lot. I've done a couple of really big projects which I've felt really, really authentically attached to because, like, her sound obviously was like my life for 4 years. And
Yeah.
I did a project before that, which was a book on Australian hip hop as well. But actually, the work with Rule that I do feels, even though it's not about me, it feels so authentic and very much attached to myself but coming out through, I guess, the visual representation of another human, which is super cool.
Yeah,
Very hard.
that's
Very
amazing.
hard. Yeah, it's super cool. Um, so tell us a little bit about why you started to stream, because that's a really interesting thing to, because everybody, I guess COVID hit, people started streaming for different reasons, but were you just like, holy, like, what do I do? What are we doing with this time?
Well, actually, it's kind of funny. The way that I came across Twitch, I started kind of watching Twitch maybe like a year ago, I want to say. Um, and I came across Twitch because I'm a huge fan of drag. And there's a huge, amazing drag community on Twitch.
Oh, that makes
Um,
so much sense because I've watched your streams and there's so many drag references and I actually didn't know that. I didn't know there was a big drag community here. That's
yeah,
amazing.
it's so blessed. It is just amazing. Like, I love it so much. And so that's how I kind of came across Twitch, by watching these drag queens play video games and then also do like virtual performances as well.
Oh,
Um,
wow. That's so cool.
yeah, it's amazing. It's truly like, I mean, it's one of the many reasons why I love this platform so much is you can communicate with these communities that you would never have been able to reach, physically, particularly this year. But yeah, so I started watching Twitch a lot because of drag, and then in like April, I want to say, my managers were like, they were like, all right, Eilish, we have a proposition for you. We've heard heaps of stuff about this platform Twitch, and like we know all about it. We've been learning about it heaps, and like, here's like the rundown. Like, have you heard of it? And I was like, well, actually, yes, I do like the drag on Twitch very much. So they were like, we think it's something really good for you. We think that it's a good idea for you to start streaming. You're very online. Like, it could work. Like, you could work on there.
Yeah, on that platform. Yeah.
Yeah, and my manager said something. I was actually talking about this today. My manager said something to me that some people may perceive to be as like a little bit harsh, but I loved it. He said, listen, you're not getting played on the radio right now. You're not getting playlisted by Spotify. We need to do something different, and this might be it. So,
yep.
It
It doesn't sound harsh. It just sounds like strategic, which is like what a great manager is. It's like, okay, what's going to work for you? And if there's this new, well, I say new. Twitch has been around forever, but there's a real boom with, I guess, creative music art kind of on the platform at the moment. So that totally makes sense.
Totally. And yeah, that's the kind of feedback that you want from a manager. Like, you don't want someone to just like gas you up for no reason. And,
yeah, totally.
Or be too negative. Like, you want someone who's realistic, and that's what they have been, and they've been really supportive. And it's just been better than I ever thought it could be. It's been amazing.
And you're doing a creative showcase at the moment as well for the next couple of weeks, is that right?
Yes, so it's like it's my turn on the creative showcase at the moment.
Yay! It's so
Yeah.
fun. I did a creative showcase in April. So it was like just after I started streaming actually, which was kind of good and bad because it meant that a lot more eyeballs were seeing me early, but I kind of wasn't really in the groove then either. So
Yeah.
Jax just asked what a creative showcase is. So basically, Twitch selects a number of creatives every few months to basically highlight. So it's Eilish at the moment, and what they'll do is they'll like promote her. They'll pop her on the front page a few times. So it just means that a lot more eyeballs will be on the stream, which is really exciting. And it means that you can get a big growth period, and a lot of people can be following you and supporting you, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's really great. It's been amazing, and I can't speak highly enough of like the Australian and New Zealand team at Twitch. They're just like the nicest people.
They're
And
so
helpful.
good. I love them
Yeah.
so much. I can't speak highly about them enough. So.
Yeah, same. They're so amazing. I love them. They're really, really great.
Well, I'm so excited that you've got the showcase, and it can be really overwhelming when all of a sudden you have like 1,000 people in your stream.
Yeah.
But I know you will handle it like a boss. Have you had any pushes to the front page yet, or is it still going to happen soon?
We've got our because you can schedule a specific time that you want to be on the front page, like for sure.
Yeah.
So we have that next Sunday, but I've noticed like a significant like rise in viewers
That's
over
amazing.
the last like 3 streams. So it's been a little bit like, oh my god, but it's also been really, really good.
Yes. Casey's just asked, I'm close to giving up Twitch because my real life work is semi-suffering because now I'm doing something I love, not for money, but it would help. At what point do I do streaming full time? I'm in a dilemma. Should I focus on my endless life of working in IT or do something I love? Any advice?
I would say I definitely don't do Twitch full time. That is for sure.
Yeah, same.
I reckon I actually watched a video one time that was really helpful by Harris Heller. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's really cool.
He's like the guy that you watch when you want Twitch advice.
Yeah, exactly. I was watching a video by him the other day, and one of his tips was like, you don't have to stream every day. You don't have to do that. Just like set up a realistic schedule, and
scheduling is really important. Like having letting your people know that you're going to be there at a time that's like consistent and stuff. That's important.
Yeah. Even if it's just once a week while you're working, while you're doing your other job that's taking up a lot of time.
Yeah, I would say that as well. And also streaming full time is very, very, very hard. Like that is something like for me, streaming has now become a part of my life, which is like I'm a full-time photographer, but I also stream as well. Like it's part of my workflow. It's part of everything that I do. I'm not sure streaming full-time, like it could be a thing in the future, Casey, but like I don't know anyone that's just started 2 months in and been able to go full-time. Like it's something you would need to work at to develop, your people and all that sort of stuff. It's just like building any following, I guess.
Yeah, I agree.
Just said I'm still under 2 months in. I've concept of you have to go hard earlier until you find your audience. This is why I'm just kind of overdoing it. People in this community are motivating me, and that's why my growth has been big. Yeah, I mean, like the Twitch community is very supportive, and will go, people, especially once you find your people, and they'll go and hang out in streams and all that sort of stuff. It's I think give yourself a bit of a break, Casey. Like try and incorporate it into your life, into the stuff that you're doing, and try and find the balance would be my advice, because it would be sorry, Jetta. Sparking. Very hard thing to do full time, I think.
Yeah, it's very difficult to do full time. Like, give yourself a break and make sure that your schedule is realistic because otherwise it won't be sustainable.
Yeah, you get burnt out for sure.
Yeah.
Now I want to have a look at some photographs of you.
Yay!
Yes! Because we are a photography stream and we love talking about, especially for me as a music photographer, the relationship that you have with the visual side of your art, the photographers that you work with, the reasons why you like photos, all of those things. So I'm going to pull up the photos that you sent me and we can talk through them one by one and why you like them. If people have questions about them, please feel free to ask. But I'll pull up the first shot. Hey Bree, how you going? Nice to see you here. We've missed you. Okay, so first shot. Yeah, Ash just said oof. Oof.
Absolutely
so good. Let's talk about this photo, why you love it, the concept, like conceptually what was behind, like what were you guys thinking? I'm assuming this is a GG photo. This looks like a classic GG. For those who don't know, I've had Julia on the show before, so most people would be familiar with her work, and if not, I can pop a link in as well.
So this is the first photo that Julia and I ever took together, and I love this photo because it represents like the beginning of not only a really special working relationship, but one of the most important relationships period in my whole life.
Awesome.
And this was the second time that I'd ever met her when we took this photo. We met at a gig once that I was playing through our mutual friend Alex, and she was just like, I love your energy, and I was like, I love your energy, let's be friends, basically. And she was like, come over, I want to take your photo. So this was taken in her shower, and before I got there, she texted me and she was like, how do you feel about fish? And I was like, oh, is she gonna feed me? Cool, like kind of thing. And no, she wasn't gonna feed me. She was like, I had this idea. I just want you to like hold this fish in the shower, and it'll be like wet and like weird and Frida Kahlo inspired and blah blah blah. And this is what happened, and I love this photo so much because it was just the beginning, and I really feel like we grew our relationship into such an amazing special thing from this weird photo.
Yes, I love it. I love hearing everything about this. I love that you guys met at a gig and there's like an instant connection, which with Julia, to be honest, it's very easy to get that connection with her. I had the exact same thing when I met her as well. I mean, we knew of each other and then we met in real life and it was like, oh my God, we love each other. And I talk to her like quite frequently, actually. It's a really lovely relationship as well. But I think out of all of the work that Gigi does, I adore the work that you guys do together. You can really see there is such a special bond between you two, and conceptually it always goes to the next level and is very, very cool. So Naomi just said yes, totally Frida Kahlo inspired. You can definitely see that inspiration. I've done actually a shoot with a raw fish as well. It always makes for interesting conversation. Just like, why? And you're like, why not? Because it looks interesting and cool.
Yeah, the texture is pretty amazing.
The shine as well.
Yeah, it's cool. It's really cool.
Jack asked if you ate the fish afterwards.
I think Julia's mum wanted to, because it wasn't like it was cheap. Like, it wasn't a cheap fish.
Yeah.
I was like, it's been out of the fridge for so long.
Yeah.
I would not, like, and it's been like, we've been really careless with it. Like, we were like putting it down in the shower and like, it's disgusting.
And I love that the shower's on as well. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, just everything about this was amazing. Super cool. All right, let's have a look at the next shot that you. There we go. This is a more recent photo, and when this photo came out, I absolutely adored it. I just so regal and beautiful and stunning, and I love everything about it. It's just phenomenal. Yes.
It's actually like looking at these photos, I knew I was going to feel this way tonight, but I looking at these photos makes me miss Julia so much.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I haven't seen her for so long, and she's just such a big part of my life, and it's so sad. Anyway, this photo, I really love this photo as well because Julia and I have always been inspired by Frida Kahlo was our original inspiration and bonding point, I suppose. And something that we kind of progressed onto was portraits, really painterly kind of Renaissance portraits. So we really wanted to nail that kind of lighting, and have it look like some kind of I don't know, Marie Antoinette kind of queen kind of thing, but in a really modern, surreal, clean kind of world. And we had a bunch of outfits for this day, and none of them were working. They all looked like shit. And Julia had this big thing of tulle, and she was like, what if we just put it on you? And I had this thing with Julia where if she tells me to do something or if she has an idea, I always just kind of say, yes, let's do that. Let's try it. Because I just trust her so inherently.
Yeah.
That, 99.999% of the time when she suggests something, it's going to work. So
it's going to work. Yeah.
Yeah. So we put away the $500 top that I'd bought for this shoot and wrapped some tulle around me, and it turned out to be the best shot of the day. So
I love that so much. That's so cool. Yeah. Jack just said, if it's Marie Antoinette-esque, why do you still have a head? Good point. Good question. I'm just moving you down slightly because I literally chopped off your head in the Skype box, but I've moved you now. Casey asked as well, is this from your Instagram? But is this one on your Instagram? I can pop a link to your Instagram as well.
I think it is.
I'll pop it down.
I'm sure it is. I did a bit of an archive not long ago. I'm pretty sure this one's still on there. It should be. It's one of my favorite photos of myself ever. So I would be sad to take it away.
Yes. What up, Matt Hickey, Matt Thicky? Thick Daddy is in the chat. Nice to see you. It's been a little while, and I always love when you're here. So, Cinnamon said, "Why do you always look so stunning?" I would like to know as well. So,
bless you, Cinnamon. This is my favorite. I have to say, this was my favorite photo that was this is one of my favorite photos that's ever been taken of me ever. I have never looked this good in my life until
this day. Yeah. I remember seeing it too and being really blown away. It's I think too, what blew me away for this particular shot was the lighting's actually really different to the stuff that Gigi usually does. And just that creativity and the fact that she'd taken it in a really different direction was, it just was really great. I was like, yeah, she just nailed this. It's super cool. Super cool. Yeah, all right, let's have a look at the next shot. Cool. This is a live shot. I love it. Tell us why you like this photo so much.
Well, I like this photo because of the lighting. All of my press shots thus far have been taken by Julia, so I thought maybe I'd chuck in a couple of live ones as well.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I think it's important too
Yeah.
because there's a lot of aspiring live music photographers, and one of the things we talk about is like thinking about the shots that will be flattering and that artists will like, and like so to get your perspective of why you like photographs is actually really important. It's really interesting to hear.
Totally. I really love this photo. All right, everybody, listening?
Yeah. Taking notes.
I love this photo so much because I feel like it represents like how powerful I feel when I'm on stage. And when I was looking through these photos and going through my Instagram and tag photos and stuff just to find the photos that I wanted to talk about tonight, I realized that was kind of the connecting thing between all live photos that I loved. I always feel very, very powerful on stage, and it's probably the most powerful and beautiful that I feel ever. So when that's reflected back at me via image, that makes me feel amazing, and I think it's so special.
Do you know who took this photo, by the way?
I do have who took this photo. I do have it somewhere.
Shush, Jenna.
I'm pretty sure it's someone called Mind the Weathervane.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
And was it at a local show?
I think it was in Sydney. I want to say it was in Sydney.
Cool.
Hang on, let me see if I can find it.
I do love that what you just said about the energy that is projected. There's a common theme through the energy that's projected in, and that's I guess how you feel on stage. And if you see that reflected back, you're like, cool. This is exactly how I feel. Like this is a visual representation of my feeling when I'm performing, which is awesome.
Totally. Yeah, and then like on the other hand, when you get a photo that's like really unflattering, it's like,
yeah.
Oh, that's what that looks like. No.
Oh, but actually, can you talk to that? Because I think that's a really interesting perspective, like that feeling. Because I try to explain this because my working relationships are very close with artists, and trying to explain, like try and put yourself in the shoes of the artist. Like, whenever you're going to post a photo, think about, is this a photo that I would like of myself? Is this something that I'm happy to be online? And like, what does that feel like when you see something that you're like, wait, I didn't feel like that on stage. Like, that's not how I saw myself, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's different for everyone, but personally, I'm like, this may come as a surprise to people who know me, but I'm like a very, very body conscious, self-conscious person. I spend a lot of time trying to love how I look, and failing, but like trying really hard. And when I'm on stage, I feel so powerful and beautiful and strong. And then when you get a photo back that doesn't reinforce that physically, or like when you see it, you know, put in front of you, it's really awful. Like you really have to like do some. I mean, it's no one's fault. Like, I don't want to be like, taking a bad photo. It's no one's fault, of course. But it does like mess with your self-esteem a little bit, because it's like, oh shit, like when I thought I was looking really beautiful and really strong and really impressive, I actually looked like this. Oh no, kind of thing.
Yeah. And like rocking the self-confidence thing, I mean, like this is something that came out when I made the documentary Her Story, was that just that extra mental pressure that women have to look a certain way all of the time. And even when you're talking about something like, you know, musicians and musicality and people loving you for your art and your, you know, your songs, that still plays such a big part, and it weighs so heavily down on women.
Absolutely it does. Like, even like, I am not in any way, shape or form like I don't know. I think it really is upsetting that I feel still, as someone in their mid-20s, that my body isn't good enough to be, to, like, how do I put this? Like, my body isn't good enough for me to be a musician, which that's such a sad thing to think, but it's like something that I constantly have to unthink, you know?
Yeah, because there's been an ideal projection that is like what is across the music industry that's like you should look like this, which is this like tiny little box. But like outside that, women of every shape, size, like ethnicity, out there doing their thing and being amazing, and that's what should matter is like the music. But for women, it's like just this extra layer, and like it does affect men as well, but I just think not to the same degree. So, or at least it definitely seems to have a deeper effect that mean that, you know, more women leave and decide not to make music anymore. And can someone, Ash or one of the mods, can you guys find the link for her sound? I think it's just hersoundherstory.com. Chuck it in the chat for Jack. But yeah, I try, like, you know, after speaking to women for 4 years and hearing the same, you know, even the most successful boss, powerful women that you think would never, ever, ever have those thoughts still have those thoughts, you know, like it's just part of being a woman, unfortunately.
Totally.
So thank you. Yeah. Thanks, Ash. Thank you. This is awesome. I love this chat with you. This is so great. I'm going to go on to the next photo. Oh, I love this shot so much. Another shot by Gigi.
Yes. Yeah.
Tell us about this and how you decided to put a lobster on your head.
Well, it's so funny. This one is hysterical because it was actually a mistake. We were shooting with these claws. We had this thing when I first started making solo music. Our kind of mantra was deep sea pop. So we had like our first photo was like we used sardines and put them in my hair and had like tentacles and stuff. And this was for the second single, and we just were like, okay, this song, because I usually have like an idea of what color I want with like each single. I know what color the single is going to be, so I was like, okay, this song is like orange kind of thing. And she's like, okay, great, let's do lobster. And I was like, okay. Well, king crab, I think it is actually.
Oh, and, cool.
Yeah, so cool. So we did that, and it just wasn't working. And then she was kind of going click, 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 click. And then I was like, dude, it's falling off my head, it's falling. She was like, all right, I'll come get it in a second. She's like, click, 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 click. And of course it like fell all over everywhere, getting us covered in like slime and whatever it was. But she like caught this amazing picture of it falling with my eyes shut like that. Yeah. And it was just perfect. And we were like, oh my God, we got the shot.
That's the shot.
Yeah. And it was just catching that moment of it falling, which we never would have thought of. And yeah, I really love this photo.
I love it too. That was just really interesting what you said then about how you always know the color of like the single. Do you see your music in color, or is that just like when you're conceptually thinking about, okay, what the art direction is?
I have had that question before. It's not like, because I went to VCA, so every man and his dog there is like, yeah, I have synesthesia. And it's like, I don't have that, I don't think. But it does.
It's because Kanye said that he has it, so everyone's like,
yeah.
I've got it.
Everyone's like, I've got it, yeah. It's like, honestly, it presents itself very clearly to me when I have a song, what color the song is. But that is it. That is where it ends.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't taste notes or like stuff.
Still cool for just even to have that direction, because, you know, when I'm working with artists, the first thing I ask for is some visual references to give us a direction of where to go, and that can be just colors or textures or patterns or whatever. So to have a base to say, okay, this is, I'm feeling orange, or whatever, is such a great starting point. Conceptually, that's so cool.
I just noticed Amberly. I'm just looking at your chat now. I just noticed
Yeah.
Amberly said, "You are glowing in this," and the reason that I'm glowing is because we put olive oil on my face so that I was like
olive
wet.
oil.
Yeah.
Amazing. Love it. Olive oil. That's the trick. That's it. I love it. Okay, let's go into the next shot. Oh, yes. The peacock vibe. I love this shot so much.
Yeah.
Yes, tell us about this. My God, so stunning.
This was like our Everest, this shot.
I like it. I mean, I'm just looking. This would have been expensive. I look at this and I go, this is an expensive shot to set up. With oh, your mum's a florist though, isn't she? I just remember that. Yes, we have Mama.
Yeah.
We've got Mama.
We had Mum. So Mum being a florist was incredibly helpful with this.
Yes.
She is such a talented florist. It really is amazing. She built that that archway. And she had the peacock feathers just because she had them.
Wow.
And yeah, she did such a beautiful job. And I have a hookup with, well, not a hookup, I just know where it is. There's place in the northern suburbs of Melbourne, this taxidermy place that hires all these taxidermy animals out for filming and all this stuff. I went to them a couple of times under Julia's instruction. This freaky place in the industrial suburbia, and got the peacocks, and the peacocks came with the plinths. So it was
awesome! I was going to ask about that because they're the perfect color as well. The colors, that beautiful teal.
It came with the plinths, and and I think Julia, it wasn't originally yellow. The background wasn't yellow. It was blue. But Julia was like, let's do yellow, and I was like, okay. So
that it just really gives it an extra pop. I can see, with blue, it might have just faded into the background a little bit rather than it's just bam. It's just so bold, and I mean, Julia's work usually is, but so bold and in your face, and just and the neck piece too. Where did that come from? That's just incredible. That feather.
It came from Sports Girl.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Asia, hello. Thank you so much for joining the chat. So good to have you here tonight. We're talking to Eilish. She's showing us some of her favourite photos. So we're just loving looking at these. This is so much fun. This is amazing. I'll check out the next one. Here we go. Some more deep sea pop for you.
I forgot. I couldn't remember if I put this one in or not. This is the first actual official single artwork that Julia and I did. And I love this photo so much because it again reminds me how far we've come and where we came from. We went out to the South Melbourne market to get our tentacles and our sardines, and we plaited the sardines into my hair because we wanted it to be Queen of the Sea kind of vibes. And we did the olive oil trick again. Got my face covered in olive oil. So really slimy.
Beautiful shine. That's such a life hack. My God,
I know, right?
Just get that dewy, gorgeous skin. I love it. I love it.
So really regal and beautiful, but also quite obviously bizarre.
Yes, it's bizarre. Because it looks like this stunning neck piece, and then you look at it and you're like, whoa.
Yeah. It took me I had 3 showers where I washed my hair 3 times, and I still couldn't get the sardines.
Oh,
really, really gross.
Ash just said, "Be right back. Going to coat my face in oil."
It's good good. It's really good for your skin. Like, you should do
man.
it. It's a life hack.
Summer's coming. Get out in the, or olive oil, sun rays. It's a vibe. This is the first photo I think I can remember seeing of you as well. So back in the day, like this is the one, and just being really blown away by the concept and just how clever it is and how it still looks really beautiful and it's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, I love the cross section of beauty and bizarre.
Yeah. Yes. Very, very, very cool. All right, let's have a look at the next shot. Little froggy.
Yay!
Yay!
I love this photo so much. This is when I had to start wearing glasses because I couldn't see. And we made the glasses like a part of the vibe.
Yeah.
We hired one of those like wildlife people that like come and visit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Those people are weird.
Schools. They were a bit weird.
Yeah, they're really... We've had them for rule video clips before. We had, like, a super weirdo. It was like a snake handler that was like, bro, what is up with you? That's funny.
I have a slight tangent.
Go.
I live in, like, a semi-rural town. And we have, like, the town snake guy who you call if you have a snake in your house or, like,
yes.
you just need to get a snake away. And he is such a bizarre person. He's the weirdest character ever. And one time, and he also takes his family with him everywhere. Like, he has his kids and his wife and stuff on these job calls. So it's like really, really, really weird. But he is like a point of gossip because people kept seeing him at the pub kissing this woman that wasn't his wife.
Oh my god!
I know, and it's like the small town goss, the snake man, cheating on his wife at the pub.
That's hilarious.
So they're weird. They're weird.
Super weird. I love it. Some great comments in the chat. Princess Ti said this was such a cute era. Arcia said this needs to be hung in an art museum. Period. Cinnamon said, I think this is one of my favorites of yours. And Amber Lee said, oh my god, this looks like a Rita Angus painting. So that's cute. Rachel said so beautiful as well. Yeah.
Oh, bless. I love this photo so much. It was such a beautiful day. Like, we had such a lovely time. Like, we knew we needed the frogs. So we got the frogs and they were I love frogs so much. They're the sweetest little things. Julia hates them though, so that
that's interesting.
Yeah, that was an event.
They're so cute. They're so like...
I know, they're so cute. Yeah, so they were really sweet, and we kind of were making the transition from, because I kind of got over the idea of like queen of the animals, or like above the animals, and we wanted to make it more like in synchronicity with animals and nature, and one with the world, and like rather than like wearing sardines in my hair, I would rather have animal like familiars, like Frida Kahlo did. So that's kind of the vibe that we were going with for this one, like little friends rather than
Oh, I love it. The thing that I love about this is the tones of the greens. They're just so... And greens, for photographers in the chat will know, greens can be really, really tricky to get right. And she's just nailed the... Like, there's different... tonally, there's different greens, and texturally as well. Like, she's just like... she's a bloody genius, Gigi.
Yeah,
she's
amazing.
Such a phenomenal artist. It's like, it's mind blowing.
I love
Ash just said, she said, oh my god, greens are so hard. I'm trying to edit greens for my challenge shoot. So we do a challenge. Oh, you would know this. We do a challenge every week. So Ash is doing her edit for the challenge this week, which is cool. Oh, Queen of Loss, hello. Nice to see you here. Thank you so much for joining the stream. So good to see you here. We've got Eilish Gilligan tonight. We're looking at her favourite photographs that have been taken of her, and we're discussing why. So I'll pull up this next shot. It's another live shot.
Yeah, this is like this is another, again, it's just like feeling very powerful. And I think I particularly like this one because the lighting is really nice. I like it because it makes me feel validated in terms of like how spiritual and at one with the universe I feel when I'm performing, because it really does feel like things are just moving in perfect harmony when that happens, like when I get to perform live, which is why I miss it so much.
It's just that it's all that connection with like flow state. It's that hey Rush, so good to see you here. How are you? You can see it. It's just like that feeling of this is what I'm meant to be doing with my life.
Yes. Exactly. You're right. Flow state is the exact right terminology for that. And it's really special to have pictures of myself in that way, you know?
Yes. Do you remember who took this photo by any chance?
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this was mine, the weather vane as well, and her name is Bree Vane.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. I don't know Bree, so
she's
it's really
very talented.
Yes, I can tell. Really, really amazing.
Sorry, no, not this one. This one was by Gab.
Gabs.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's Gab. She's not in the chat tonight, so we can't show her all of the love, but she might watch the VOD, so we can tell her.
Yeah, she is so delightful. I met her properly last year, and she is just beautiful. I love her.
She's such a little cutie. I haven't met her, like sat down with her before, but we've just ran into each other in the pit a couple of times. And she's so little. She's so tiny.
I know,
I'm always
she's
like,
tiny.
Yeah, but she's a really big part of our community, and she's often here and does the challenges and stuff. So this is so great. This is one of her photos. This is awesome.
Yeah, she did such a beautiful job. I love this photo so much.
Cinnamon said this is very much you pull the rope and the rain falls down, just like...
Yes!
Like the Backstreet Boys video clip where you just like... Da! Oh, Gab is a gem. I completely agree. Awesome. All right, let's have a look at the next photo. And so good that you're doing well. Rush and his wife just had a baby a couple of weeks ago. So it's so great that he's in the chat and hanging out with us tonight. Let's get in Jetta because she's here. It's another beautiful live shot.
Yeah, so Julia took this one.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, so Julia came along to this show because it was the first show that I played at the Forum in Melbourne, which is like...
Oh, big deal.
Yeah, been a huge dream of mine ever since I was like 15.
Oh. I love the Forum. I love that. I love shooting in the Forum. Like, it's probably my favourite venue to shoot in Melbourne. I love it.
I love that place so much. It just... I went there for the first time when I was like 15 and I like snuck into this show and I just adored it so much, and I said to myself like I'm going to play here one day, and I did, and I was so proud of myself.
Yay, that's so awesome. And what does that feel like when you're on stage at it's nearly 2,000 people venue, and you know that's a really big deal.
It was a huge deal to me, just like personally, because I feel like we all have these goals, particularly oriented around like hometown goals, like, you know, I want to play this particular venue and like I want to do this particular thing, and to actually play at that venue not once but twice. We got to do 2 shows there. Yep. It was just like I was so like chuffed that it felt so normal, if that makes sense.
Like you were meant to do it. You're meant to be there. Yeah,
it just felt like another show, not in a bad way, but just like in a really special way, in that I had paid my dues and
Yeah.
I had worked really hard, and I totally deserved to be there playing that show.
Yes.
And
Yes, I love
yeah,
that.
you know,
Yes, you deserved it.
yeah,
Oh my god,
yeah,
I was talking to another streamer last night, Ozfizz. I was in her stream and we were just talking about how even being able to say that is so, it's like goes against Australian culture for some reason. Like to just
yeah,
be
it
like,
does.
I deserve this. I'm awesome. Like
Yeah.
it's so anti-Australia. Like it's so hard to explain to people that don't live in Australia. But that tall poppy syndrome and like don't get too big for your boots and remember where you came from. It's so shit. But like being
It is
like,
shit.
and I was
agree.
saying to her, like I said, I don't know whether it's just because I'm older now or like I just don't buy into that. I'm just like, I fucking know that I'm awesome and I'm gonna tell everybody. So suck it. Like
Yeah, you can't buy into it. It's so toxic.
it's
really
really
unhealthy.
toxic. It's really
And
toxic. Yeah. Yeah.
just not only it's like not only is it hard enough to be a woman in a creative field, but it's also like, oh, but like don't get too big for your boots, and it's
Yeah.
just like, oh, shut up. Yeah,
Shut
I hate
up. I've worked hard. Let me enjoy the success and just be like, you know, whatever.
it. Yeah.
But yeah, I feel that it's like, yeah, I'm so proud that you said that too, that you were just like, no, this is my moment. I worked so hard to be here. So good. All right, we're going to pull up another shot. Oh, I love this one.
Yeah, I adore this photo. This photo was taken by Kay Can, I believe.
Kay, yep. Yeah, and
yeah,
okay.
And I just love this photo because it is
This is how I remember you when I've seen you perform. Like
Yeah.
bouncing around and just like, you know, it's awesome. It's really cool.
yeah, it's really like representative of my like live style, I think.
Yeah.
A lot of the other photos are super dramatic and like very like almost posed in a way, but like this, I love this because it's so representative of like what my show is like. Like I'm always running around, like dancing. It's really high energy, high vocal stuff. I don't know. It's I really love this photo. And again,
Yeah.
it's like that look of like pure contentment and happiness because I'm doing the thing that I was like put
Oh,
on the
yeah.
earth to do, you know.
Just so, you look so beautiful and so comfortable and just like, oh, like you know that you're the shit in that moment. You're like, hell yeah, I'm just feeling it. This is great. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's the vibe, and that's like, I suppose that's what makes me love a live photo as well. Just like
Yeah.
looking at myself and being like, wow, I look really happy, you know.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I love that so much. Beautiful, beautiful work. All right, last shot. Oh, I love this photo of you.
Yeah.
Another GG production.
Yes, this one, oh man, yeah. So this one again was like, I don't know what it was about those two songs that just felt like quite like warm and orange to me. But this one in particular was like a very nostalgic, like deep kind of orangey sepia almost to me. And Julia kind of took that and ran with it, and she saw this great, like, I don't even know what you would call it. It's
What
like
do you call that? It's like,
I mean, it's still in my wardrobe. I wish I was at home because I would just pull it out and show you.
oh,
But
it's so amazing.
I don't know what the fuck to do with it, honestly. I don't know whether to like sell
Would
it
you wear it on
or-
stage? Would it be a stage piece?
It's too big.
It's too big,
Like,
yes, it's too much.
It's so big. I wouldn't be able to perform properly. The plan was, like, I had an acoustic show that was sold out in Melbourne on, like, the 22nd of March, but it got cancelled.
Oh, the goddamn 22nd. That's the day that I had to put a line through my year, was the 22nd of March.
Same. It was a bad
Oh,
week.
God, that week of just
It was
shit.
so awful. It was such a
Crapola.
shit week. Yeah, that was absolutely awful. And I was shell-shocked as well because it was just like, within the space of like 3 hours, like all of my gigs got cancelled, including this sold out show that I was really excited about. Anyway, the plan, I think my plan was to wear that because it was an acoustic show. I was able to just sit at the piano and play, and I thought that that could be a really cool thing to wear for that. But yeah, never got around to it. Now it's sitting in my wardrobe, and it cost like $300 or something. Like, it wasn't cheap.
Wow.
So I really, really don't know what to do with it, because when the new single comes out, like, I can't wear the old
single
thing, you know? So it's like, but it's also like so amazing. I don't want to get rid of it, but it's like, what do I do with it?
Oh, Sir Jack has just gifted a sub to Queen of Loss. Thank you so, he's paying it forward for the gift that he got. Thank you so much, Jack. You are a legend. And Queen of Loss, enjoy your subby. Matt Hickey just said, I think I've got a similar outfit. Oh, that's so funny. That's great. Pay it forward. Well done, Jack. That's very appreciated. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, like, you could just get like super extra in COVID times, and it's, you know, when you put your bins out, this is where you go. You pull this out, and you're like, thanks, Jack. Hydrating as well. You get this out.
It's so sad because it's like, it's such a beautiful thing and it's so divine, but it's just like, what the hell do I do with this? Like, I don't know.
It's just stunning. It's so, so beautiful. And I love, again, Julia, I guess being the creative genius that she is, has such a knack for colours and colour combinations and what's going to pop. And, you know, she just really nailed it with the sky background for this. And
yeah.
She's just amazing. We love her so much. She's just, I can't speak highly of her enough. I definitely have to get her on the stream again at some stage. So
yeah, she is amazing. She's just such an amazing person, and like incredibly like comfortable to shoot with in the studio. Usually when we're shooting, it's just her and I, and it's such a comfortable experience, like, because I don't love getting my photo taken. I don't like press shots, really. I don't like doing them, but with her, it just is, it's fun, it's silly, it's like, it doesn't take all day, like, you get it.
I love, yeah.
You know? Yeah, it's
yes.
just like, yeah.
You touched on something really important there. I think one, being really comfortable with the photographer is really, really important. Being really, really quick as well, like, because musicians, like you just said, most musicians don't love having their photo taken. So if you can wrap it up really quickly, the like minimal amount of time, they do usually appreciate that. So
I like dread having my photo taken. I don't enjoy it at all. So it's kind of like, yeah, if you can make it fun, chill, with as few people as humanly possible in the room, and like, just like, I know you can't rush things, obviously, but like, no dawdling, I suppose, is like the best thing ever.
Totally. And even, like, is that even the case after working with Gigi for so long and knowing that the results are going to be amazing? Is still that feeling you're like, oh, I don't love this process? It's just...
Yeah, it's funny. I think it goes back to the thing of, like, you know, not liking getting my photo taken because often, you know, I'm not super happy with, like, what I see in the mirror. So it's kind of like, oh, God. And then it's like, oh, God, this has to be beautiful because it's gonna, like, you know, represent my artwork, and I have to look stylish, and I have to look this way, and I have to look like that, and I don't have a particularly strong sense of fashion. Like, all of the clothes that I wear on stage is borrowed from my sister, so I don't love shopping for clothes. I don't, like, all I want to do is just get my photo taken really quickly and then just, like, go home and watch Say Yes to the Dress. Like, I really don't, like, you know, I don't like it. But yeah, I don't want to bring that energy into the photo shoot either. Which is why I have Julia.
Yeah, it's also very human though, and I think, like, you know, the fact that you're just aware of it, you know that it's a thing that you're dealing with. It's a very female experience, I think, to just feel that. So it's totally okay. And the thing is, like, this is the end result. So you always look like a boss bitch, and like, congratulations to you. So
Thank you. Thanks.
it's very, very impressive. I just love when I see creative relationships like you and Gigi have. It's such a pleasure to see the art that you guys create together. It's like, it warms my heart. And I can't really speak highly enough of, you know, the things that you guys do together. It's really, really cool. Very, very fun. We have a few more minutes left. Does anybody have any specific questions for Eilish before we say goodbye? This has been such a lovely chat to go through.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been so fun.
It's been great to just, you know, pick your brain a little bit and see where these concepts come from, and you know, really talk about that relationship with Julia, because it's really special. And like, I know myself, the few artists that I have those relationships with, you really cherish them. Like, it is a very, very special thing to have that bond and be able to create the visual representation of what they are as an artist. Like, it's the biggest honor. So like, I totally get it.
It's so funny. I was actually talking about this today because I just got some new overlays on my channel, and the person who it's so funny.
Exciting.
The person who did it, Elliot, who's also on Twitch, did such a brilliant job of like reflecting who I am in that like graphic design.
Oh, I love that.
It is just such a special thing. It makes you feel so good, like as a client, to have to like pay, like not only pay money but also like have your whole kind of persona and your whole output just so listened to and so absorbed by the person that you're working with. It's just it's so special. It really is really special. So yeah, to have Julia as a friend but also someone that I work with is really, I'm so blessed.
Oh, I love that. I had the exact same thing with the girl that did my overlays, Emma, who's a friend of mine, and I just had some references for her in terms of like, it needs to be hip hop, it needs to be these colors, it needs to get my personality, and she just like nailed it. She came back and I was just like, whoa, that's like me in the overlay. So
it's so special.
It's really cool. Yes. Oh, peace out, Benny. Thank you so much for joining us. Cinnamon asked a question, random question. What is your favorite meal to eat as a vegan?
Oh my god, that's such a hard question. I recently my favorite one has been I've been making these scrambled tofu and like roast vegetable burritos. Ooh. Yeah, they're so good, and you can freeze them. So it's like roast potato and capsicum, and then you put kale in like just the very end, and then you like scramble this tofu with like this really great mixture of like hummus and nutritional yeast and like heaps of turmeric, so it kind of looks like eggs, even though it's not eggs. And then you like wrap it all up with like a bit of coriander, parsley, avocado, and salsa. And it's literally so good, and you can freeze them, and it's like amazing, so delicious.
I mean, that sounds delicious, so brilliant. So good. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight, Eilish. That was such a lovely chat. I really, really appreciate you taking the time out. I'll get your stream up again so we can pop it in the chat. No worries. I'll just got to find it again because I put it in my Nightbot, but I'll pull it up. And also, fam, I'm going to stay around for a bit longer if you want to hang out. Got a couple of new things that I would like to show you guys. So please feel free to hang out for a little bit longer. All right, I found the link. Got it. Going to put it in the chat. Oh, there's me. Got it. Going to put it in. Mute myself. All right. Where are we? Here we go. Oh, you just came up in Nightbot. Please follow Eilish. Please grab, if you get a chance, go hang out in her streams. Show her some love. We have a beautiful community, and your community is also beautiful. So any of your community is certainly welcome here anytime. Please come hang out. And if you want to talk photography, all things photos, that's what we do. That's what we do here on this stream. We're not ending, Casey. I'm just saying goodbye to Eilish, so I'm gonna hang around a bit longer. But I will say goodbye to you now, Eilish. Thank you so much. You're the best. Catch you later.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you. We'll talk to you really soon. Bye, my love.
Bye.
That was cool.